Right. Hi, bore Pram Dasri, good afternoon. Croeso'r gynadledd, so fel yr arfer, dechrau'n gwneud cwestiynau Cymraeg a wedyn Saesneg, so we'll start off with the Welsh questions first and then the English ones.
Hi Ben, croeso nôl di tîm fel ar ôl gladdu a gobeithio. Sut mae'r deimlad ar ôl cwbl o ddyddiau i adlewyrchu ar y gêm wedyn, yn amlwg bydden ni wedi bod siom o syniad bod chi ar y blaen o 2 gol i 0. Sut chi'n ystyried y gêm erbyn hyn?
Ie, wrth gwrs, mae bach o siom ar ôl y ffordd o'n i wedi dechrau mewn y gêm, ond mae'r gêm hyn yn mynd i bod yn bwysig iawn i ni yn mynd ymlaen, ac da ni wedi dysgu lot wrth fe, da ni wedi dysgu pam oedd wedi digwydd, ac ie, ni'n mynd mewn i'r gêm nawr. Un gêm arall, o'n i ddim wedi colli'r gêm, ac mae'n siawns i ni wneud pethau'n well trwy yma.
Ti'n dweud bod chi nawr yn deall pam oedd chi heb ennill. Allech chi esbonio i ni falle be aeth o le, be chi wedi dysgu a be allech chi wneud yn wahanol nos lun?
Dwi'n credu bod mae rhaid dweud oedd Glodiau wedi newid y ffordd y ware, maen nhw wedi dod mas a really cymryd y gêm iddo ni, ac mae rhaid ni bod yn well i delio gyda hwnna. Ac dim gormod i newydd, ond just cwpl o pethau, os ni'n symud yn well, os ni'n gallu cadw bel yn well, ac mae'n bwysig i ni edrych nôl at hwnna, ac mae'n dda i gweld does dim problemau enfawr i ni wneud yn well, dim ond pethau bach.
Ie, a sôn am hynny, os yna unrhyw bryder falle cystal â chi'n dechrau gemau yn y byd, yn y tair gêm hyd yn hyn, os yna le falle bod chi wedi dechrau gemau safon uchel iawn a falle heb orffen nhw cystal, ddim ond rhywbeth ydych chi wedi trafod?
Fe chi'n dweud, ni wedi bod yn dechrau gemau yn gred ar y foment, ond someone yn mynd i bod yn cario ymlaen, felly ni'n ceisio ware gêm perffaith am 90 munud, dyna beth yw'r peth ni'n ceisio wneud, ond ni'n gwybod byw hwnna ddim yn un realistig, felly pan bydd y 10 galed mewn gemau, mae rhaid ni bod yn esbonio'n dda.
Montenegro nesaf, oedd y gêm diwethaf well yn olau gyda'r tywydd yna. Os yna rhywbeth allech chi gymryd o'r gêm o ran gwersi allech chi ddysgu ar gyfer y gêm nesaf yma, neu wedi teimlo fel gêm newydd sbon oherwydd yr ymodau?
Mwyn i wedi paratoi am Montenegro, os o'n i am ware ar cael well nag o'n i ac yn credu oedd y tywydd a bethau wedi newid y gêm yn llwyr, ond ni'n gwybod oedd e'r un peth iddyn nhw, ond yr un peth fel Gwadia, ni wedi mynd ymlaen yn y gêm ac yn gallu gweld bod tactegau nhw yn newid gwbl, felly mae plan gyda ni ac bod ni'n mynd mewn i'r gêm yn hyderus bod ni'n gallu dechrau'r gêm yr un ffordd.
Disgwyl newidiadau trwy gydol y tîm yng nghanol cae yn enwedig, hwnna chwaraewyr sydd ddim ar gael a wedi gwahardd. Un all falle dod nôl yn i'r tîm yw Joe Allen, ti'n ei nabod yn dda. Ydy e'n digon ffit i ddechrau a be ti'n meddwl allai ei ychwanegu'r tîm?
So fe lan i fi os mae'n mynd i dechrau'r gêm, ond mae Joe wedi bod yn ymarfer efo'r garfan, mae fe wedi dangos yr un Joe ni wedi gweld dros lot o gemau i Gymru, felly os bydd e'n cael y Cris i dechrau'r gêm, mae'n siŵr bydd e'n barod.
A jyst i gloi, ar ôl y gêm yn erbyn Gladdi a Craig a'r chwaraewyr yn dweud pa mor bles o'n nhw gyda natur y pêl-droed chi wedi chwarae y canlyniad siomedig. Ych chi dal yn cynhyrfu, dal yn teimlo fel bod chi'n teithio yn y cyfeiriad iawn gyda'r arddull newydd yma o chwarae?
Wrth gwrs, fel ni'n dweud, mae plan gyda ni ac o'n i wedi ceisio wneud yn perffaith, ond fel ni'n dweud ar y 10, mae pethau anodd yn mynd i dod yn ffordd ni ac mae rhaid i ni delio gyda fe. Diolch.
Okay. And now switch over to English, please.
You warmed up. That first half, as it was against Turkey, really exciting. You can see the fans really buying into what you're doing, but we all know that there's been a little bit of drop-offs in these second halves. Is there any one reason for that?
I don't think so. I think when we've had the starts that we had in games, teams don't have a lot to lose when they come out in the second half. So both times, teams threw a lot of men forward, really went a bit more aggressive on the press, and yeah, we didn't show our best, and we probably didn't deal with them as well as we can. But that's football sometimes. We kept trying to do the right thing, and the result didn't go our way in the second half out in Iceland, but I was proud of the team and the effort that they gave, and we kept trying to do the right thing. And you'd rather use these games to get those experiences than when the qualifiers come round.
Is there an element of the squad learning to adapt to a new manager, a new way of playing? It's going to take time, I guess.
Yeah, of course. I think we probably set ourselves up really in the first game with how well it went and how well we played, that all of a sudden the expectations are sky high. So every time a new manager comes in, you have to adapt, and you have to try and learn as a group the way that is expected for us to play. And I think we're really doing that. We're working hard in tough conditions, and the pitches were pretty tough to play that nice style of football. But hopefully back at Cardiff City will give us a good chance to do it right.
Hopefully drier and a little bit warmer on Monday night. But Montenegro, although they're on a pretty poor run of form, they are going to be difficult to break down. Turkey took 70 minutes despite all the possession they had. That's another new challenge for you guys.
Yeah, look, I think in the games that we've started so far, where we've gone ahead early, it does force teams to change. So I'm assuming and expecting them to come out first and foremost to look to keep it tight, try not to get off to a similar start like they did last time. So yeah, it'll be tough. Turkey are full of good attacking options, and they found it difficult. But we've worked hard this short turnaround as a group to be prepared and really go at them again this time.
Joe Allen training this morning. What's it like having him back around? Have you had to treat him like a new boy? Does he have to do the initiation all over again?
No, I think Joe's paid his dues enough to not need to do any of that. It's it's kind of felt like he hasn't been away, to be honest. He's been a huge player for Wales and really vital in the success we've had in the past. So yeah, for any team, we're delighted to have him back.
And lastly, he hasn't shied away coming back into the squad, because we all know the experience, not just from minutes on the pitch, but environments and challenges he's got. Has he put that influence out there straight away? Massively,
I think. You can just see his day-to-day, his work ethic, his habits on the pitch, the small details in training sessions. They always seem to be doing the right thing, and the boys who are in the squad, who have played with him, and also the ones who haven't, can only learn from him.
Any more questions?
Hey Ben, just wondering how difficult it is, not just for you, but the entire squad. Player recovery, the challenging nature of that. You only got back late yesterday afternoon, late evening, early evening, I beg your pardon. Plus the fact is, as is the one with international football, not everyone's got maybe the club minutes they would like. You've got to manage that physicality. How challenging is player recovery?
Yeah, there's an element to it that's quite tough when you're travelling, but it's nothing new for us. I think everybody's kind of got to deal with the same thing here, and that's one of the reasons why you pick a squad of 23 players, so that if necessary you can make changes. And within this squad, we believe we've got talent across the board.
And in terms of just the suspensions from Friday, I think it's 5 yellows overall, but 2 are going to hurt, with 2 young, real talented players in Brennan Johnson, Jordan James. How, again, I suppose the players, when you're looking for a short turnaround, how difficult is it for plans to change? How adaptable you have to be, because you've got 2 players that you just cannot use in whatever way that Craig wanted to use them?
I think it goes back to what I said about having a squad of players that you really believe is here to contribute, and missing top quality players like Jordan and Brennan just means that it gives other players in this squad a chance to show what they can do.
Are you at all concerned about sort of 2 yellows in 3 games and maybe playing the referees? There are referees that just sometimes give out cards very easy, very quickly, for things that almost seem innocuous. that sort of craft of playing the referee?
We're all aware that 2 yellows and 2 yellows at all is a quick turnaround to get a ban in this competition. But like, the rules are the rules. We were all aware of what they are. Whichever referee you get on a day is potluck in this competition. So there's not too much conversation around that one.
In terms of where the group goes now, are you feeling the excitement? You know, even from us in this room, where we're trying to be neutral, but there is an excitement. You can feel it from the supporters, the travelling supporters, the home supporters. You call it the new manager bounce, whatever, but there's a notable difference in the style and the energy as well. 3 games in, I know it's not long, and you're only just preparing for the 4th one now, but as a senior player, how are you finding it? What's different?
I think probably the biggest difference that we've seen is the style of play. We're really trying to dominate the game with the ball, and we've shown over time that we can be good without it. So it's maintaining those levels. But you've seen that in the games that we've played, we've tried to start on the front foot. We've tried to dominate the ball, and we've tried to create as many chances, playing good football as we can. And look, there's that period of adaptation that is expected, but the way these 3 games have gone so far, I think it's gone pretty well, and we really feel as a group there's a lot more to come from us.
Just a follow-up on the Montenegro, and maybe who knows how they will come out, but I think you alluded to the fact is that you feel certainly they'll be aware in the first few minutes at least. What if you get that scenario where you get the classic, Jose Mourinho, they park the bus, that mentality? How prepared do you think you are with the game you want to play for a team that's going to come out and essentially be negative?
I think it, first of all, probably shows a sign of respect to us if that's how they do come out and play, and show us that respect, that they can see that it's a challenge playing against us, and maybe defence is their best opportunity again. But look, maybe it's a bit unfair. They definitely caused us a few problems in the second half out there. They threw a lot of men forward and got some success with it. So we can't expect them just to sit in when you saw the problems that they caused us. So look, we're going into this game focusing on ourselves. If they do play with a low block and it's quite defensive, then look, we'll have to move the ball quicker. We get our front boys on it as soon as we can, and hopefully they can create some magic.
Last one for me, just another one on Joe Allen. Listen, I imagine to have a player of his technical ability back in the squad is invaluable. But in terms of how he could be used, do you get the sense that there is a possibility he could be in the matchday squad, that he could do a half, 60 minutes from what you've seen just over the last week or so in camp?
Yeah, knowing Joe and having him back in is a huge boost for this squad. But as a squad, we fully expect him to come here and contribute on the pitch. And it's not up to me how many minutes that he does get, or if he does at all. But we know we've got a quality player there, and as a group, we're fully confident if we do get him back on the pitch, we'll have the proper Joe Allen playing for us.
Okay. Yeah, hiya Ben. In terms of that turnaround and the tightness of it, do you guys prefer doing the home game first and then the away game, or is there a preference for the players in terms of recovery?
Look, I think it probably is easier if you play at home first, because you take out that travel in between. You take out that travel on a so-called recovery day, which that's my personal preference. But like I said, every team in this group is probably doing this turnaround at some point in it, so it's not like it's a disadvantage or an advantage for any of us.
Well, obviously Iceland play 2 home games, don't they, in this one? So I was just wondering whether that kind of affected things for you guys.
Whatever Iceland have got going on, that's I guess that's their problem, not ours.
All right. Just wanted to touch on Harry Wilson, because he's been absolutely exceptional for Wales, and kind of in and out club-wise. Have you seen him grow into his role with Wales and his sort of seniority within the group?
Harry's shown time and time again for Wales how good a player he is, and he seems to produce moments of quality very regularly in a Welsh shirt. So he's in that position now, especially when we don't have someone like Gaz in the team, where you're looking for goals from a lot of other players, and I feel like we've had quite a lot of guys step up in that department now, and Harry's definitely at the forefront of that.
And then just finally, we talk about this high risk, high reward football. For you defenders, obviously it's the high risk element of that. How are you settling into it as into a back four?
I think the high risk is that terminology can kind of assume that like we're not in control at times, and just because we're playing the ball, just because it's close to our goal, doesn't mean that we feel that we're taking big risks here. I think that the more we can have the ball, it means they don't have it, and if they want to come and push really high, it means there's a lot of space up front. And like I just said, we've got some top players up front who can cause problems for any team. So if teams do want to let it go 1v1 at the back and push up on us, then it's up to us to try and get it up there, and then they can cause as many problems as they want.
Sorry, can I ask a quick one, Ben? Established football thinking over the years has seemed to suggest that if you've got a regular goalkeeper to play in front of for you, that you can build up a rapport and an understanding, and it helps in the long term. There's a chance tomorrow you could be playing in front of, you could swap and change again. Does it matter? I mean, is that football thinking not relevant? I mean, does it still matter that you've got an established number one, or can you swap and change and still have no effect?
From a personal level, I look at the keepers that we've got here at Wales, and I don't feel like it makes too much of a difference. I think we've seen it at Brighton as well this year. They're happy to chop and change when needs be. So yeah, from a personal point of view, no, I'm not too bothered. I know that we work with the guys in training. When you do your run-throughs, everybody's working with everyone, and I feel like ultimately it's a squad game. So yeah, I feel lucky we've got two, 3, 4 even boys who don't make the squad in that GK position that are more than capable to step up and come into the team.
Oh, one more, Ben.
Hi Ben, I just wondered, where do you sit on expectations? You mentioned earlier about them sort of being sky high now. I think Connor this time last year said, it'd be naive to expect Wales to qualify for every tournament. Obviously, the manager's been very bullish in his plans for 2026, 2028. How do you see it, Ben, as a player?
I think expectations are made off the back of what we've done in the past, and there was a time when Wales didn't qualify for any major tournaments, and we're probably going into campaigns expecting to get nowhere near it. And as a group, we've probably built that feeling around Welsh football that we are there and thereabouts, and we can qualify with the quality we've got. So that's an expectation that we've put on ourselves, and we've done that by playing good football, and it's the expectations that we want. We don't want to be coming here hoping we get a bit of luck to get to competitions. We want to push, and we want to go and play at the highest level. We've had experiences in the Euros and in the World Cup, and quite honestly, we want more.
Excellent. Diolch yn fawr. Thank you, everyone. Craig will be in shortly.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Everyone UK? Yes, football questions. That's between our Iceland friends, not one question on Iceland.
Pnawn da, croeso'r gynadledd efo Craig. Welcome to the press conference. Just a reminder, we'll do Geraint or Rob first. Who's going first? Yeah. Okay, Geraint.
So, Craig, I'll start off with a logistics one first of all. You know, other than suspensions, any injuries or players who you can't bring into contention for tomorrow because of, you know, what various reasons?
No, we have obviously suspensions, but injury-wise, yeah, completely clean. And then we'll see. Obviously, there's still another 24 hours, but everyone trained, and that's it, really. Yeah, that's.
No, just a boring one to start off with.
No, it's a good one. It's a good because you've actually got me thinking about it as well. It's like, yeah, we come through. Yeah, we've got through.
There's lots to learn from the Iceland game. As you always said, it's you want to see the games, you want to see how the players adapt, get them on the grass as well. But I suppose what's most pressing for tomorrow? I know you're looking for other games forward as well, but what's most pressing, the learnings from Friday that affect you for tomorrow night's game?
It's consistency in the game. I do understand it, but that's what you're pushing for a longer period, to consistently be good with the ball and be good without the ball. You know, we've been able to put ourselves in a position in the last two games where we've been 2 goals up. Now, in that period as well, we've had 2 big opportunities in those games to make it 3. Now, playing at 2, then playing at 3, a man of your talent as a journalist would understand is a lot easier being at 3 than it is at 2. It's still, you know, that 1 goal can definitely make a difference. And then it's, you know, the opposition will change. So we've earned the right during those games where the opposition will change the intensity. Sometimes maybe I know people, like when I look at Iceland even then, see tactically they didn't change, they just jumped, they just become more aggressive, so their intensity rose, which a team away from home you would expect to, but are we matching that intensity with creating the angles quicker? So when the speed of press comes in, how quick is our speed of support? Because that's how it has to be. Now, if they go slow, then we can create our angles at a steadier pace. But if they start sprinting towards you, are we sprinting to create the angles? And that's what we need to gain more consistency on, recognising that. Also recognising in the game as well. It's, you know, if we've had 4 or 5 periods of build-up and it hasn't quite gone to how we want, then we have to manage it. And do we go up the field then? Do we take the sting out of it? So not allowing opposition teams to sort of gain momentum. And but these, I see these are quite normal, huh? And that's really what I do. You know, we've spent, you know, I think we've had a number of meetings since then, and it's just showing, you know, like discipline and allow you to have good habits. Good habits allow you to be consistent, and then if you're consistent, then you can grow. And we're just in that period at the moment of being consistent to allow us to really grow.
I suppose this is one when you become a coach, you become a manager. That I don't know, it's an irritation, frustration, challenge. So I'll ask a question in terms of, you know, how disappointing, how frustrated, either way it is, to have the suspensions you've got after 3 games. You know, key players, you think Brennan Johnson, Jordan James. I just suppose from your point of view, is it a frustration? Is it a disappointment? What's maybe the best way to describe it when you get suspensions early on in a campaign?
Normal. Two bookings. Normal. Is it, you've known a different change over the last number of years?
Just the way the referees do it sometimes.
No, I've always, different cultures are different. They have different ways of how they see a foul, or, you know, that's just normal. That's not how we play. Maybe we would see We would be a little bit stricter on certain parts where some referees from different countries are not, or they're more lenient, or it's just how we see the game and what we interpret at times. But it's I see it as really normal. I do see at times it's difficult to not receive a yellow in these games. And you just have to you just have to take that and understand that's part of it. That's part of it. So it's not a problem. And that's honest truth. You expect suspensions.
Joe Allen, we obviously talked a lot about him when you brought him back into the squad and last week as well. Not in the matchday squad for Friday. I'm just wondering, in terms of what you've been able to see with the grass, is there a potential for him to be involved in whatever way you choose tomorrow night? Has he got the legs to give you something on the pitch tomorrow if needed?
He's got the legs. It's clear he hasn't been playing football. And listen, when we talk about consistency, we have a lot of players who don't play football at this present moment. It can change. It can change in their scenario, of course. So the consistency in the game, maybe tempo dropping, maybe that has a part of it as well. I don't know. And I do know. Maybe I can make a few more changes quicker. So that's the way I'd like to look at it. But at the same time, we know the minutes he really has. We knew that from the start. But it's just, when you see a player like him in training and the habits he has, that's where we talk about, and you mentioned consistency a lot. It allows players to be consistent when you see how good his habits are. And if you follow suit, you understand why he's had such a great career. And that's really important. It's so, don't underestimate it. I know we're quick to want to say, well, no, it's time. Why is it time? When you can actually offer your next generation and your next group a real purpose and a real opportunity to go on and be the best they can be, because they've seen elite, and that's exactly what he brings. So hopefully he kicks the ball for me tomorrow, and even if he doesn't, he's had an incredible week for us and been really positive for us.
Just a last one, and a footballing question about Brennan Johnson. No, he's not available for you tomorrow night, but I'm just wondering, from what you've seen with him up close and personal, how do you describe the level that he's gone to? Because he just physically looks different. Smiling on his face, everything, all the things that I suppose come with, easy for us to see, confidence, momentum, all those things. You see it at a different level for us. I just wonder how you see is what level Brennan Johnson has gone to in recent months, and perhaps what more there is from him as a player.
What, in the time I've been with him?
Yeah, and when also, I'm sure you were monitoring beforehand as well.
No, of course you do. The week we had with him, he trained once because he was played Sunday. Yeah, so we have to do recovery, which is normal. He was actually tired. He's had a lot of games. Actually, first half, I thought he was okay, but he scored. So he must have played really well.
Right place, right time.
No, but he's a top kid, honestly. I love your interest in him, and I really do, and brilliant. Like, please keep that. But he's okay, honestly. He's like such a good kid. He's so humble, comes from a really good family. And I'm just so glad to, not just, of course, because he's Welsh, that really, of course, you're hugely satisfied with that. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. But I'm just glad he's in such a good place, and we're all getting to see the level of player he is, because he's definitely a top player. No problem.
Rob?
Hi, Craig. Okay.
Yeah, good. Thanks.
You talked about just now about consistency in games. The 3 games have had a familiar pattern about teams coming back in the second half. You've got the stats. Is there any drop-off in your players' performances after the break? And does that have, if there is, does it have anything to do with maybe not starting so many games at club level?
Maybe, I don't know, or maybe even how we look to play. I'm very high-intensity driven. very sprint distance. I believe 5 yards forward saves you 50 yards back, so go forward, but sprint, go hard, so you have to react. First 3 yards, work early. Ball goes long, make sure you're back in. So there's a lot. And it's just getting that reaction time. So it's, some do it differently, and they use, or maybe they play a little bit differently, and it's just trying to bring all that together so they get a real good understanding of what and how you work and how you would like the team to look. And there's been really good periods of that in games. And then sometimes maybe habits or maybe different ways of playing in different circumstances to how you would treat a certain lead, or maybe certain part of the game, maybe you refer to something else you know. So it's just trying to create that consistency for us, what we see we would like this team to become. I think after 3 games, it's not too bad, huh? But it's good because we still got a lot to do, and that allows you to coach more, but it allows you to be excited more as well.
So you don't see a pattern? In other words,
Rob, I like your question. I know where you're looking to go. Yes, I understand it completely. Do we have loads of players playing at their clubs? No, of course we don't. Would we like that? Of course. It'd be hugely beneficial to us. But what we have to do in the time now, we have month. They get game time with us. Now we give the game time. And hopefully that helps them and helps us as well at the same time.
The other thing, similar in a way, the goalkeeping situation we talked about before. 3 games, you've swapped, and you said before the last 2 games, I'm going to change things for the second game no matter what. Is the goalkeeping situation for you, you're still making up your mind, or is it not a case of, number one, somebody mentioned Brighton, Ben mentioned Brighton, chopping and changing goalkeepers regularly? What are your thoughts on that?
At the moment, probably change. Keep changing, keep getting a look. And that's for a lot of positions as well. You know, we have this periods where I honestly believe it's a good opportunity to see a lot of players in competitive action. Nations League I really like. I'm really happy and grateful for that as well. I know we used to have friendlies before, but I like this format because it allows players, you know, they're in and, you know, we want to win, like every other team in this group. But yeah, goalkeeping, I understand there will come a time where you like to look at that's your one and he's the one. But at this present moment, I like to be able to give a lot of players the opportunity to play.
And the absence,
and they deserve it as well, by the way.
And the absence of Brennan Johnson means, we said when you announced your squad, you've got more attacking options for this squad, haven't you, than you had previous, with the likes of Brooks and Broadhead coming back. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
No, of course, love attacking options. And we have 1 or 2 more to come into that group as well. You know, I really believe the profile of our attacking players are really excite me. The really type of players that can really help how your team plays, or how us as coaches would like our team to play. We got really good options on that front, and like I just said, then we have 1 or 2 more to come into it. So on the front bit, like anywhere across the forward line, front 5, front 6, I'm really happy with.
Last one from me, Montenegro. Are you expecting them to come and shut up shop? Because they actually showed second half over there. I know it was horrible conditions, but they can play a bit. Jovetic is a top player, isn't he? What are you making of them?
Did you watch them against Turkey?
They were in the game, and they have been in all their games.
Did you watch them against Turkey?
I've seen highlights. There we go. And Arnold played really well for Turkey.
You know, they're a good, honestly, like, this is not like patronising fact, they're a good team. And do you know, they're difficult to prepare for. Because they will leave space, then you're able to go and attack. But on the counter, just due to players not coming back from, they're very dangerous again. So we have to really, we need to control the game with the ball. We need to control the tempo of the game, because if you don't, they have a lot of players who are very much into the transitional part of the game, really come alive. So hopefully tomorrow we'll look to control the tempo of the game, because if it goes into a transitional game, they become alive. They become a very dangerous team. Do I believe their press? I've seen loads of games of them pressing, then I've seen loads of games of them sitting off. Now, some away from home, some at home, so they can be unpredictable. I feel they feel the game more when it gets going, and that's what I'm probably expecting more for tomorrow.
All the best.
Cheers, Rob.
Lawrence.
Hey, Craig. Just a quick one on Nico Williams, really. He just seems to be absolutely thriving in your system at the moment. Is that fair to say? And he seems to be sort of revelling in what you're asking him to do as a fullback.
He played in a free on Friday, so we didn't play him full back. But he's just clever. Do you know, like I said to him, like, you'll have more of the ball here than you've had. And then he'll show you bits as well. Do you know, like obviously the 2 passes, but we have bits in training that he done exactly the same. And he has that cleverness, and also, which is very important as well. You can use him in control. So if you get countered on in those type of areas, that's why you try not to play too big. You want to keep it small, so you're all in compact. So if you lose in transition, you're able to get back. He's very quick in being able to get back. He recovers really well. So he's a very important player for us. In any type of role. You could play him right. We've played him right wing, third centre half, and left back in 3 games.
Can he do centre mid tomorrow?
Yeah, but, you know, good look at it.
Neil.
Just a quick one, just to go back to the Joe question, really, Craig. Has he done enough to? I mean, would it be a gamble if you threw him in from the start? Has he done? Is there enough in there? Is there enough in there to suggest he could?
Of course, he's a gamble if you throw him in from the start, because his minutes in football this year. So, and that goes for a lot of our players as well. You know, it's we have to. You know, a lot of them do very good work, even though they're not playing, but the clubs are run incredibly well, and they do a lot of conditioning. Does it match a game? Of course, we all quite understand it doesn't, but some of them work really well and are doing really good jobs with the players. So when we do have them, we do have players who've had a lot of good work behind them. Okay, they might not have had the game time, but they've had a lot under their legs to be able to give us a good part of the game.
Because you are a bit light in there tomorrow, aren't you? With the greatest respect to some of the squad members you've got.
Mate, we're light in 6 area, and that's through all the age groups. You know, if you give me a look at squad planning when I first came into this, that's why attacking, it was like I could double up, really excited. 1 or 2 areas we don't quite have. But has that been the case for us a lot? Because we are a nation that sometimes we have to be creative then in what we do. And I believe that sometimes adds to your strength. Do you understand what I mean? You know, we've seen bigger nations and ours really struggle in that area and not have the players they would like for that area. But it's a very important area for how we play. But we just have to get on with it. It will give 1 or 2 others. I'm looking forward to seeing 1 or 2 others to be able to see how they do in there, because they have honestly deserved after the chance of what they've been showing in training as well.
Yeah, because it'd be a great romantic story for a group of people who are in it for romantic stories if Joe were to start again and come back.
We all like romance now. You know, it doesn't always happen in football. Yeah, of course. Yeah, you're in the wrong business if you're looking for romance in football. Yeah, I agree. I agree, and I'm probably like you all. I'm so appreciative of what he's been able to do for our country. He's been one of our greatest players. I know you hear me say this with Aaron Ramsey, but I truly believe it. And you just do not want to let that stay longer, you know. And I'm going to just use every bit about him. But I agree with you. Would I want the fairy tale ending for these type of people? Yes, because of what they've given.
I mean, notwithstanding today, this month, perhaps next month, going forward, Craig, do you think Joe has got still got plenty to give this season? Of this season beyond, perhaps. I mean,
I would like to think so. You know, it's like and I always try and stay away from club because listen, we borrow the players. That's what their clubs own them. Now. We don't develop them. We don't. How can you develop a player when you only have them 1 month a year? The clubs are the ones doing it. The clubs are the ones paying the attention, paying it like they're with them day in, day out. Now, the one asset we do have when we have them, now people talk about time, but we have them for 24 hours. So that's nice because, you could speak to 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. Sometimes with a football club, you don't quite get that luxury unless you're away from home at times, but that's very rare. So that can help during your time. Once you get their time, you really have their time. But so you get a feel for what's going on and where they see themselves and how they are at their clubs. But I honestly believe if one or two who are not playing at this present moment, like, do I believe Joe's going to get game time? I really do. Really do. It's just a matter of time. Now he's going to have to wait for his opportunity due to how one or two players at their club have been doing. So, but when he does, then it's up to him to take it. Now, and that's the same for others. It's what you do. Do you down tools, or do you work hard every single day? Do you come in early? Are you doing the extra stuff? Are you ready for that opportunity for when you get it? Because you will get it. We know the games. You're never out of it. So when you get that opportunity, you're able to take it. Then if you do, then you stay in there. Then we get an even better. Of course, we get a great benefit. But it's not, like Harry Wilson's been incredible for us. He's been incredible over the last 3 games. He really has. I knew he was a good player, but I didn't realise he was this good. Trust me, that's the honest truth. And he hasn't been playing. So, it's strange, huh? It is. And do you know what I mean? You're like, he's been, and he hasn't had a minute of football really at Fulham. So, what it gives, it takes away as well. Yeah. No worries. Ben.
Craig, just one. Can I just ask? The other night you said, you were thinking, should we go long? Can I go long? But you said, I didn't want to do that, and our solution cannot be just to go long.
I don't think I said it quite like that, because that sounds really intelligent, what you're saying. No, it was
that's why I read it.
Yeah.
That's why I transcribed it anyway. Yeah. But how, because that would be to go against the grain, right, in terms of your thinking, Fred. I just wanted to sort of expand on that a little bit.
No, it don't get, like, if I can get there in 1, that's the best. That's the best. Well, that's what I need so many passes for. It's like, that's not nice. It's like, I have to control this, control that, and, if we can go through in 1, thank you. But can we create the situations for that? Now, like, you've got to create the numbers. You have to. Now, if you're going to try and get there in 1 and they have 5 players compared to your 2 or 3, who's winning it? It's going to them. Even if we won the flick, they're winning it. And actually, I know there's a lot of stuff we're built, but you become more vulnerable then. Because they have the numbers then coming at you. Now, if you create the more scenario where you have to maybe bring them just a little bit more to create more space, like, I'd like to give you a fair fight. I don't want to see you, like, going against 2 or 3 players. I want to see you go against 1v1. Because I believe then you've got a fair chance. You don't need me, yeah, maybe not, but you don't need me looking at you surely saying, like, do this, do that, but you're surrounded. Now, try and give you the opportunity to be able to win a race, that it's a fair race. So you just try and create that scenario that's going to allow that, because don't forget, I was a forward. You kick it up to me there in front of 4 or 5. I'm not going to do anything for you. I'm not that good anyway, but I'm not going to do it. I can't do that. But you might turn around, like, he's got to hold it up, he's got to do this, he's got... Against who? Like, people like... Even IG, even looking at him now intimidates me. Do you know? Like, you would have loved that, wouldn't you? Yeah, of course, I would have had no chance. And then you could turn around and say to me, oh yeah, but he's got to do this, he's got to do that, he does that at his club. I don't do that at my club. Now, I don't want people coming off feeling like I did. And that's the honest truth. I want you to love this. I want you to come away like, I can't wait to play again. It might not have been our day, but I can't wait. I've had so much of the ball, or I felt like I had a chance to score, and I felt it was this, and I felt it was that. Like, so many times I come off, it was so difficult. Like, against Republic of Ireland, I cried. I touched the ball 3 times. I'm at Crow Park. No one come and spoke to me and said, sorry for leaving you on your own up there. You know, no one did. And I never want anyone to feel that way. So maybe it's my own psyche coming in a little bit as well, but I believe we should all give everyone a fair chance of being able to show what their true talent is. And that's how I see it, really. You know what I mean? It's not overplaying or far from it. It's just, can we allow you to be the best you can be? And that fits for everyone. And now I believe we have a better chance if you have the ball, because then you're able to show your talent more. But then some players might not. So we work, then there's your trigger, go press, you know, and we're able to work it, but it complements the team. Because the whole part of, you know, what you want to do is win games and score, surely. You know, that's why, like I say, when crowds get excited or fans get excited, I'm not ever going to turn around and say, don't get excited. How can I? Be excited. Be over the top. You have that right, and so you should feel that way. I probably know deep down it's not like I have to stay a little bit away from it. I have to keep my own, and as a group of coaches, we have to. But I feel we're so quick to play things down. Or like we know where we're at, trust me, and it's not what I tell you it is. Because I know I don't want you to feel, do you understand what I mean? It's like, I want you to feel like impressed. I want you to like, trust me, I've just talked absolute nonsense for this 20-odd minutes, and you guys will be fine with it. You'll be fine. The coaches have been there going, what? What were you talking about? But I believe, like, you know, we should enjoy this. Do you understand what I mean? It's like, this is what it is. And this country, over the last number of years, has given us reason to be optimistic. You know? I've watched this in major tournaments. I never thought, I did feel I would, but, you know, to get to a semi-final major tournament with Cookie, then, you know, with the Euros with Pagey, then another set of World Cup. It's like, it's been incredible for us. Now we want to keep that going. And I believe there's a real good chance of being able to do that. I just trailed off completely, and I just had to bring myself back, sorry.
That was brilliant. I'm in with a shout tomorrow. No, I'm not.
You play 6? No, it's a joke, yes. It's a joke.
Thanks for that, Craig. Brilliant. Diolch yn fawr, thank you. Hope you enjoyed that.
Cheers, thank you.
Thanks.
Cheers, guys.